Welcome back to Tertiary Delight. This is Season 1, Episode 2. I'm Priyanka Das. This is my partner in crime and co-host, Daniel Andrew Boyd. In this episode, you get to meet another pair of partners in crime, Becky and Blair. Why did we like this episode?
They talk mad shit the entire time about their best frenemy, whom they love. Mm-hmm. They talk really honestly about their relationship to their mother. And they also have this neighborhood pizza parlor in which they walk into and everybody knows their name.
So jealous.
This is Tertiary Delight, and it's a podcast where two best friends talk to you about their
best friendship.
And it's basically, we
like
lead them through a
on them.
loosely guided conversation.
Interview.
All right, there we go.
You're talking to your best friend?
She's not here, though.
Yeah, I was like, she's not here, though.
All right, so
I hate you so much.
I'm going to introduce my good friend, Priyanka Das, and she is Priyanka, not Priya, because they're two different names.
Thank you.
And it's a
hill I'm willing to die on. I'll fight you. I'll
Yeah.
throw some hands if you think you're gonna call me Priya, but.
And I knew that was the hill she's willing to die on, and that's why I thought it would be a good intro for her.
Dan knows me well. So this is Daniel Andrew Boyd. He is a friend of mine. Depending on the season, we are good friends. It fluctuates.
Yeah.
I think summer
We've got
is
a good ebb and flow.
good ebb and flow. It's like a nice fat tail curve.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Blair. She often gets called Claire on Starbucks coffee cups.
Oh, of course.
And one time Blave.
Larry. I've gotten Larry, too.
Larry.
But that's another story.
And I always threaten to fight the barista, and she won't let me because she's a good friend. We met in the summer before freshman year of high school.
Oh, wow.
Many moons ago, because we're tired old ladies now. And we've gone on many awkward, delightful adventures ever since.
And this is Becky. She, we've known each other forever. She has a twin sister, not named Rachel, who everyone just always assumes one of them is named Rachel. But it's Becky and Amanda, who Amanda's a delight. Becky's a delight too, but Amanda is better than you, but that's fine. As long as we all agree. As long as we're all in agreement.
We and my mom agree. Yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, she
I
just.
feel like that's crazy that she's not around all the time.
Because she just moved to Chicago from Los Angeles, so she's been
Like within the
Chicago,
last 2 months.
But she is
literally
kind of
a
around
month or
now.
two. Yeah.
There's
So,
a chance.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get her to come to bring her little dogs, the whining canines in the front.
You will never know that it's her sister, though, because they don't look anything alike.
Opposites. People always try to convince me that we're not actually twins.
Because they don't understand how twins work.
It's just like, but you look nothing alike.
Who's older?
She is 9 minutes older.
9 minutes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Do you feel like you can tell?
That she's older?
Yeah.
Well, she's more responsible than I am.
But, and I mean, just because she's married and pregnant, you're
She
more
drinks
financially
less,
responsible.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was a little surprised.
But to be fair, she went to college and then grad school, so all in a row, so she had a lot of student loans and stuff. I did not go that route, so.
True. But you
Yeah.
all still went a responsible route.
Fuck student loans, I
Right?
think, is the moral of that story.
Yeah,
Right.
America.
You're stupid.
It's evil.
You're stupid.
So you guys met in school, you mentioned.
Yeah.
No, but before.
Yeah, before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You got
yeah,
the-
what's the origin story?
So, we met the summer before freshman year of high school because we both played field hockey. And I joined the field hockey team because it was the only non-cut sport in our high school. And I wanted to play a sport. And she had played field hockey before. So,
my mom wanted me to be on a sport so I could have friends. So.
There you go.
I mean, hey, it wasn't wrong.
It worked out okay. Yeah.
We both came from awkward private schools that we knew basically no one going into our giant high school. So we both randomly played field hockey. And on the first day, they're like, anyone can stay for this scrimmage. And we were the only 2 incoming freshmen that stayed. And our dads became friends during field hockey season. They don't talk anymore. But our dads bonded because they were like, which one's your daughter? Oh, the new one. Oh, mine's the new one too. And then we became friends. And
Although
like,
we weren't
we weren't actually friends.
In high school. We were just kind of
acquaintances.
Yeah, probably around junior year we started hanging out with the same people. And I guess whenever we would all be in Chicago at the same time over breaks in college and stuff, we would hang out with the same groups.
Yeah.
And when did we even? I don't even remember how or when we became best friends, but.
Yeah.
But it.
Yeah, you can take a moment. Is there a moment?
I gotta think, because.
I feel like for a lot of people, they've had like a tipping point where they're like, yes, okay.
So I guess when I was living in Virginia and I would come back and you were living in Chicago after school, right? I would come usually crash with you for a little bit and we would go drinking.
Yeah, because you knew my roommate at the time too, so you'd hang out with me and Megan. Oh no. Yeah, you knew Megan a little bit. I mean,
Megan's the roommate?
Megan was my college roommate that I moved to Chicago with.
It was I guess after I moved, so I was in Virginia because I was in the military for a little while, and when I moved back to Chicago, I'm like, okay, and it turned out where I was moving here, Blair lives less than a mile north of here, so I'm like, oh shoot.
I will say, I was in Chicago for a couple years with our other high school friends that I felt very trapped in that friendship. So the second she moved here, I was like, oh, thank God, I have someone new. So,
and I was not sick of those particular friends yet, because I hadn't hung out with them really constantly for years. And then within a couple of months, I was like, oh shit, Blair, are they as bad as I think they are?
And I was like, I've been stuck with them for years.
I'm so sorry, I should have come back earlier.
So.
Yeah, I think that counts.
I think
that's pretty much probably when we were like, oh, we call the one friend we call 2-up because every time someone's telling a story, she has to not just 1-up, but like 2-up it and be like, oh, you one time saved a puppy, I one time saved 18 puppies and this person and this other human and did this while riding a unicycle. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So we call her, so she's like that type of person. And then she tried to single white female me for a while.
Yeah, and she
tried to steal my life, but that's
she surely did that. Yeah.
Wait,
she was. There's a lot to talk about.
So there's also much to talk about there. We could talk about her for hours.
I think she's probably why we're best friends.
She's probably
we talk about her all the time. She moved like last year, and we still talk about her constantly. Like, I can't believe
It's so weird.
So she was a finance major, became a finance major. She became a finance major because she said her mom made her be a finance major. Her mom's the nicest person in the world and would never have force. Like her one son, their one brother is a clarinet major. So there's random. There's no way she'd then be like, you finance, like nothing else. She became a finance major. Was in a car accident. Decided that she did not want to be in finance anymore, which is fine. But decided that nursing was her lifelong goal, and she always wanted to be a nurse, but her mom never let her be a nurse.
Blair's a nurse.
I've been a nurse since I was 21. So she then kept being like, did you ever know that, like, this is something in nursing? And I'm like, I've been doing this for years. Like, yes, I knew that was a thing. Like, she kept trying to, like, one-up me in nursing, and I was like, this has been my life since I was 18. Like, I've been working in hospitals since I was 18, and you've just been doing this since you were 27. Like, I've been doing this my life. And she's like, no, but I've seen worse things. I'm like, I'm not one-upping people on lives. Like, I'm not one-upping lives. Like, I've seen more dead people than you. I'm not gonna, like, start, like, fighting you on this, like, who has seen, like, a worse thing. So, like, it's like one of those things we always joke that she was, like, single white female me, because, like, she's, like, still texts me to this day, even though she lives in Seattle, like, I just saw this. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, good for you. So.
Single white femaling.
It was in a movie.
It was a movie called Single White Female.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who's Jennifer Jason Leigh, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Where, like, she's dating a guy, and this other girl wants to date the guy, so, like, she, like,
roommate,
right? And starts dressing and acting
over, like
her.
stealing her friends away, stealing her clothes, stealing her boyfriend,
stealing her identity.
She's an evil psychopath,
and by the end, she's like, call me by her name. Like, she's like, no, like, I'm her, and, like, tries to convince everyone that she's her. So we call her what Two Up did, single white female. She's not that bad.
I mean, she's pretty bad, but one more Two Ups. You know what I'm gonna tell. She briefly started doing taekwondo as a martial art, which is awesome. I love taekwondo. It's great. I've been doing it since I was 5, on and off. Right. She got her purple belt, and she tried to give me a lecture about the right way to do taekwondo at one point. And I was like, I'm a 3rd degree black belt in taekwondo. You cannot possibly be one-upping me on taekwondo right now at this moment.
She's better at forms than you are.
Whatever you're saying, Lauren, is incorrect. And I'm going to tell Blair about this immediately.
And she's even told me, she's like, I'm better at forms in taekwondo than Becky is. And I'm like,
I was competitive in tournaments, as a kid, even.
Whatever.
Anyway.
She's probably better at judo than I am too.
I feel like we could talk for the rest of the podcast.
We could literally talk about her for hours and just stories about her.
It's fascinating.
But that's probably what bonded us, and we've been...
Yeah, we both kind of have overbearing mothers who love us, but smother us.
We have similar upbringings with the awkward private schools where we knew nobody, going into weird high school, and then our mothers and our fathers being treasures.
Our fathers are beloved.
Little snowflakes that don't get angry ever, and they're just the nicest people. And then our moms are lovely. Love our moms.
Love my mom so much, yeah.
But
she's the single biggest cause of stress in my life.
Mine too. Yeah, no, they're the same person. We literally tell stories, and it's I think my parents have had that exact conversation that your parents just had with you.
We're like, wait, are you telling my story? Or
yeah.
What's going on?
So we bond over that because we basically had the same upbringing, but we didn't realize it till 2 years ago.
My mother calls me to remind me that good Catholic boys don't have sex before marriage.
Oh my.
I mean, you need to be reminded of that.
Yeah.
How else would you know?
Yeah.
You would forget otherwise.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh gosh. I'll never forget the first time my mom saw me with a hickey. It was the worst day of my life to this day.
I feel like my mom wouldn't know what it is.
I have I'm not great at dating, so I've had boyfriends for 5 months, but I don't tell my mom because she's I've learned from experience if I tell my mom I'm dating a guy, she'll call me every day and be like, did you talk to him today? Why did you talk to him? That doesn't look a good sign. You should talk to him every day. What do you mean you haven't talked to him yet? And you're like, it's 9 a.m. He's probably still asleep. So I've just stop telling her. I'm like, you'll get an invitation to the wedding when it happens, and that's about it. But one time I was in a fight with her, and me and her were just yelling back and forth. And it was probably 26 at the time, and she yelled, I just don't want my daughter to die a virgin. And in the background, all you hear is my dad laughing hysterically. He's like, yeah, all right. And I was like, this conversation is over. I'm just going to go sit in the corner now. My dad was just laughing so hard, and I was like, I can't come back. I can't continue this conversation. I can't.
Gotta go.
I just have to walk outside for a minute because, my dad, that was the worst.
That's so funny. My parents are also very interesting when it comes to the way they are about me dating people. I don't tell my parents if I'm dating someone for...
Yeah, same.
It has... I have to be very serious about the situation. My mom is the one that doesn't talk about it, but my dad is the one that talks about it, which is the opposite of our relationship if we're talking about anything else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's how it goes. My current boyfriend, he grew up in Arlington Heights, and I also grew up in the suburbs, so my dad will call him Arlington Heights. He just refuses to use his first name, just because in high school I would have to tell my parents when I was dating a boy, because where else would I be at 12:30 a.m. And now they just go by where they're from. It's easier for them. So
Nice.
Yeah, parents are interesting that way.
In my small town Ohio high school, the Me Too thing had me reflect on all the times I knew about bullshit and never said anything. And I was just throughout I had so many creepster teachers that like just was like we all knew, everybody knew that they had like high school girlfriends,
Oh my god.
and it never crossed my mind.
So this has had me thinking so much because I went to West Point, right, for college, which is 15% women, right? And I remember there'd be so many occasions when, well, not so many because so many women don't report, right? But a woman would report an assault of some sort, and everyone would be like, nah, that's a good dude. He probably didn't do it. She's probably just a slut. Like, she probably like just regrets having sex with him. And it happened multiple times, and everyone was kind of like, oh yeah, that sounds right. He's a good dude. Like, he's good at running and doing push-ups and army shit.
Right.
So,
How could it?
Because that's how they define your character in the army, is based on how good your physical fitness is.
Right.
And it's horrifying to look back on. And I feel like I was not on board with it, but I also didn't say anything to be like, fuck you assholes. Like, she
Yeah.
has, it's probably because of the situation she was in, and you weren't there, and just because he's a good dude to you and he's a good bro,
Right.
doesn't mean he's not a giant asshole.
Right.
Like,
Right.
and I wish I could go back in time and correct a couple of things there, but it's a good
Still
thing
not
that it's a part of the
correctable.
conversation
Should
now.
be.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah. I think
hopefully people feel more
everybody
comfortable
handles it
talking
differently
about
now.
it now.
I think we also need to recognize that we've been in situations where we were bystanders to keep like the activism alive. I think we all can go back in our lives and say, oh, I didn't know then, but I know now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and learn.
Right.
It's so important, and being able to learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
West Point.
Did you guys talk while you were in college?
I think, like Facebook, we didn't really talk on the phone. I don't think.
No, we never talk on the phone. That's absurd.
We still don't talk on the phone.
Facebook messages. You visit. I mean, we always joke about that one time you visited me in college.
That was a solid,
In
weird
Iowa.
weekend. Yeah.
She came out to Iowa one.
I came to
during a
visit
snowstorm.
from New York. I had a layover in Chicago, and it was wintry, I
Mhm.
guess, because my flight got delayed, and I'm watching it, and it gets delayed and delayed and delayed. I'm at O'Hare. Okay, it's delayed another hour. Oh, it's 9 p.m. Is the estimated departure. Oh, 10 p.m. Oh, 11 p.m. And it keeps going. Finally, the people at the gate just leave, and Blair's sitting there with the guy she's dating at the time, Andy. And he's like, so ready to come pick me up at the airport.
He's like, we're staying awake until she's safely in the city. And I was
Oh.
like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah. So we're all just, like,
It's
me and
far
all
too
these
nice.
random passengers, we're all just sitting there together.
Yeah.
And finally, the people who work at the gate, this is fucking United. They just leave, and we're like, okay, cool, their replacements will probably be here in a minute. An hour goes by, we're like, I don't think there's any replacements coming. And the phone at the gate starts ringing because the plane is trying to come in, I guess. And we're all kind of looking at it.
Who picks it up?
Like, what do we do? So we're all just sitting there. So eventually I'm like, well,
I'm gonna do it.
all right. So I get up and I answer the phone at the gate. And I'm
That's
still texting
awesome.
Blair this whole time, like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna leave.
Like,
I'm
you might
texting
get
my
there at
parents
4 a.m.
because I'm at O'Hare. I'm like, Mom, Dad, not Mom, Dad, you'll probably have to pick me up. 'cause-
Dad, obviously. Mom's asleep right now.
yeah, so I answer the phone, and the lady who works at United is like, oh shit, what do you mean there's nobody there? Like, should we hire you? What's going on? So we all board the plane. I'm like, Blair, we're boarding the plane. So we get on the plane at, I want to say 3 in the morning we finally got on the plane. It was the fastest, most organized way anybody's ever boarded a plane of all time, right? We sit on the plane for an hour because the de-icing machine is broken at O'Hare. The only one that's functional is
Yeah.
broken now.
Oh my god.
And they're like, sorry, we are canceling the flight now at 4 a.m. And Blair and Andy were just like, yeah, what
Andy still woke up 4 hours later and came and picked you up.
yeah, my dad came to get me from the airport, and I took a nap for like 30 minutes at home, and then I got a 6-something flight out, and I would run into people. They'd be like, you're the girl who answered the phone. Hey! Anyway, so we had part of a weekend in Iowa.
Like, whenever we were in the same town at the same time, we would hang out.
It was always awesome.
I one of the first times I ever drank alcohol was at your parents' house. Her mom bought a bunch of Mike's Hard Lemonade, like when
How
we were
old were you at
underage.
this
We were
time?
like probably 20.
No, I
Okay.
think we were
19?
18, 19.
Okay.
But her mom.
No, it was because in
College.
high school, senior year of high school, I was like, but Mom, I'm going to West Point. I can't drink there.
But I didn't drink alcohol until college, so it would have had to been a break home.
Okay.
So it might have been
It was
winter
the
break.
coolest my mom has ever
Her
been.
mom filled the garage refrigerator with Mike's
She's
Hard
like,
Lemonade.
no
Like,
boys
just, like,
and no driving.
filled it.
Give me your keys, but you ladies can do it.
So we literally drank all the Mike's Hard Lemonade in the fridge, and our
I
friend
think
brought
Liz brought
like Parrots Bay rum or vodka, whatever
my
it
mom
was.
was not pleased.
And we
with
drank
that.
it, and she just woke up, and there was just probably like 20 empty beer, like Mike's Hard Lemonade bottles, and she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're okay. We're the same responsible children that you know and love. You can't get drunk on the Mike's Hard
That
Lemonade."
was a solid
That was
move by my
good.
mom. I was not expecting that though.
Yeah. So we still hang out with a lot of the people we went to high school with whenever we're in the same city. So like Sarah's we have a friend who's coming in from Ohio next week, and we're gonna hang out with her multiple times.
We
Liz
went on an adventure together to Hawaii to visit one of our friends from high school who lives there.
lives in
Oh, wow.
Hawaii. It was such a hard trip. I mean, to visit her in a terrible place.
And I think that's, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like if you can take a long trip with somebody and remain friends at the end of it, like that's a good sign.
We didn't have our first friendship fight until probably 6 months ago.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Where we were like yelling at each other. Like we've known each other
It lasted
for
probably 5
5
minutes.
minutes.
Max?
I was yelling. I was mostly yelling, and Becky was mostly apologizing. But I was super
I
angry.
was pretty drunk. So.
Yeah. But it took what 15, 20 years for us to have an actual
That's
fight.
Oh, wow.
That's not bad.
So-
And it wasn't really a fight. I
No.
think we
Because that's like one of our go-to is if there's ever been a time where you were like, our friendship is so strained it might be over.
no.
No. Like we take breaks from each other a couple, like every.
I think we both are aware. Yeah, we're aware when we're like, okay, wait, we've been spending way too much time.
way too
together.
much time. We need like a week break. Like I'll see you next week. But then usually one of us texts each other like a meme or something. We're like, hey, did you see this? Not that I want to actually hang out with you, but like just look at this real quick.
How often do
So
you guys hang out? It sounds like
a lot. A lot.
I guess. Do you know the restaurant / bar Renali's?
Yeah.
Store here?
yeah.
If either of us ever go in there by ourselves, everyone who works there is like, wait, where's your best friend? I don't understand.
Half of them think we're lesbians together. Like it's just they're like, yeah.
We have some really good stories about that, actually.
Like a lot of people think, yeah, they're like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you have a boyfriend? It's like, oh yeah, no.
I think it broke poor Brian's heart to find out that we weren't together.
Yeah, no. One of the old guys thought we were just like the best lesbian couple, and we were like, oh no.
How'd you fit it into this perfect box?
Right. It's like, oh no, that would be great if either of us were attracted
Wouldn't
to
that be
girls.
great? Oh my
but-
god, that was so
But
convenient.
no, it's just been so, and like, you already met my parents, so that's like over and easy.
My parents love you.
Oh, too bad. Too bad.
Yeah.
One of your neighbors once said, like, if you could just go down on each other, you guys would just be like the perfect couple. And we're like, but no. Like, hard pass.
Like,
Hard pass on that.
Like, yeah, if only, but
But it's not gonna happen.
oh well.
That's how my roommate and I are. We've talked about our codependency to each other.
Yeah.
And then we've talked about how if we were just
If
interested in
Like,
each
it would
other,
just be so much easier.
it would just be so easy.
like, it just,
Because
just
boys
like,
are
oh.
dumb.
They're the
Right.
worst.
No.
Like, no offense, boys are dumb. They're the worst. Especially if you're named Ryan.
Let me tell you this about my best friend Blair. So I got broke up with the other day via text. Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Thank
murder
you.
him with a
It's
serrated
the-
knife.
it's the
but that's-
future.
Immediately, Blair recruited all of the people who she was with at that moment to go, like, gang up and murder him if she needed to. And then the next day, she was working. She's an ICU nurse, so she gets out of work pretty late, has really long, stressful days, and she's like, "Hey, you need a drink. Let's go get a drink because
But
you are in a bad mood."
the side of the story is she was driving home from the suburbs and was like, I can pick you up from work.
That was
I
not the
like,
original plan.
Yes, because it takes me 2 trains to get home. So
Yeah,
she's
but
gonna
you
pick me up
offered
at the hospital.
You offered the
so-
drink thing first. It just
I
worked
know.
out that way. But
Yeah, but we still I still got home much
I was
faster.
like, I just want to get drunk and complain about boys.
We did that.
Yeah,
I did that. I'm still gonna murder him with a serrated knife. But
it's
that's
probably a
beside
little
the story.
excessive, but thank you.
What are you gonna do? So.
Via text.
Yeah, I think that's good friend duty.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody breaks up, I'm just like, I never liked them.
Yeah, you just have to. You have to. That's
Yeah.
it.
Even if you were rooting for them the whole time. Like, I was
Right.
rooting for him the whole time. And,
Yeah.
like, the second she sent that text, I was like, he's never been a good person. He's the worst. I never liked him anyway. I was like, but, oh. Don't cry.
liked him.
Well, he's a fucking douchebag,
Thank
so
you. Yeah,
sorry.
he sucks. Thank you.
So,
Thank you for your support.
yeah. Anyway.
So it sounds like your friendship has your family knows about your friendship.
Oh, I think my mom briefly thought we were together also. Like, she's like, do you ever go on dates with boys?
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Boys are dumb.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
that one of our other go-to questions is to say, you know, or like figure out if your friendship has affected other relationships in your life. But you guys have just done it all.
Yeah. That's usually how, like, I know, like, a guy I'm dating isn't someone I should be dating. When I'm like, no, Becky, you shouldn't meet them yet. like when I'm like, no, it's fine. You never have to meet him. Like, Christian, I was like,
Yeah.
I dated him for 6 months and, like, avoided letting him meet her. 'Cause I was like,
remember very clearly.
and then he broke up with me via text, and I was like, I should have
What's
known.
with boys breaking up
Should've
with girls
known.
over text?
Yeah. After 6 months?
After 6 months.
Yes.
While I was like literally texting him, planning on going over to his apartment that night. Like I was like, okay, like I can be there in an hour, and he was like, yeah, cool. And then like 10 minutes later, I was like, you know what? I actually don't think this is gonna work out. I was like,
We were
You're like,
just-
I met Jewel with the bottle
Yeah.
online. What do you
I
mean?
was like, I'm literally planning on getting in an Uber right now, and no. It's like, okay, cool.
I guess so. I don't often get into relationships because I'm very picky, and weird and lame for the most part. But
You're an awesome.
however,
snowflake.
thank you. Stop it. However, not this last dude from literally the other day. Who I'm
Right.
we're all
Right.
very upset at.
Yeah.
Who sucks. But the last guy who I dated, I met because he was Blair's friend, like sort of.
They're gonna be perfect together. They're both Jewish. They both like martial arts. They're both short. Like, what's more?
Yeah, he's taller than me though.
I know.
I know.
Perfect.
Couple
Super
inches.
perfect.
Perfect. And then he was a douche turd, and I hate him forever now.
I don't hate him forever, but thank you. I hope it didn't ruin your friendship with him.
I went to his birthday party a couple months ago,
I know.
so it's fine.
I remember seeing his Snapchat and being like, I'm not gonna ask her how it was. And then like someone said, he was like, so hey, what's his face's birthday party?
Hi.
Hello.
Coming up here to see if you changed anything over here. Don't mind me.
But, yeah,
Good times.
he's still dumb, but
Thank you. Thank you. Accurate.
Yeah, I was just.
We didn't break up via text though. So that was an in-person sad breakup. Like Blair was like, let's get drinks. I love you. You're the best.
that's all we do.
Do you wanna go out sometime? 'Cause
Our friendship is over after this.
dang it. We've done at least one too many podcasts together.
One is pushing us over the edge.
Oh, boys, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's awful.
The perils of dating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I meant to ask, does your boyfriend have any single friends?
They are all extremely nerdy,
Mm-hmm.
into board games.
I
She's in a
play
board
board
game.
games weekly. I have a board game group.
Do you really?
Yeah. I do. So, yeah, no, I play weekly board games, and we play like the long campaign games. There's 4 of us.
Wow.
They're-
Like D&D?
We have not played D&D, but we did like Pandemic Legacy. We're gonna do Gloomhaven, which is apparently like
Oh,
a big,
yeah.
like in-depth
Okay.
thing. We
It's
also just-
$150.
and Tommy bought it, so we're in. I never buy the games; I just show up and play with them. But
Yeah.
yeah, I play with 3 married guys that their wives don't like board games. So
That's
That's
the
so
4th.
funny.
That
I'm
is
their
so
4th.
okay.
So-
That is so interesting because when I get into a relationship, it, regardless of if I think it's going to last forever, it's very serious in terms of the level of commitment. So I started out not being into board games, but now I am into board games.
Aw.
Yeah, it is interesting
That's so
because
sweet.
it's. I have my flaws too. I can tell you stories. is not always easy. But yeah, I think nowadays it's so ridiculous because there's people out there doing things that you're interested in, but we don't get a chance to meet them.
Right.
Like, it'd be great if we could somehow all just do a board game
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
Or like if you're just at a bar, it's so hard to talk to a stranger now, isn't it?
Yeah. No, we
Like
don't
I'm
talk
always
to strangers.
kind of weirded out by it, and that's not normal. Like you should be able to converse with people normally, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's harder because of technology?
Yes.
Because they have their phone to
100%.
distract
And you
themselves.
can be a lot more
And
brave online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
when you're
guess.
hiding behind the screen. It's easy. But I don't know. I just love board games so much.
Oh, and I was a very competitive chess player for a while. So we're both nerds, so that's what I'm.
That's great.
That's what we're getting at. But
Is everyone becoming re-interested in chess? Like, have you like become like more into it?
I
lately
haven't
by
played
any
in a while,
chance?
but my dog's name is Gambit because I used to play gambits as a chess player.
Wow.
That was what I was known for on the tournament circuit. But
oh. Darn.
yeah, I do have a chess. My outdoor table is on my balcony is a chess table. So if anybody ever wants to play chess, just let
That's
me know.
awesome.
I was a chess instructor for a while. It was my first job actually.
Oh, wow. How
I got
old were
paid to
you?
do it. I was in high school, and our kindergarten team won first place in nationals.
Oh.
Wow.
That's-
That's serious. Nationals is serious.
Oh.
Yeah, that's no joke. I wasn't very good when I played at nationals, but state I was okay. Nationals is something else. Enough about chess for now.
For later. Yeah. See, I didn't get into board games until my one friend. We used to do trivia together. It's like a group, and then everyone moved in different neighborhoods, so we didn't get together anymore. And he was like, "I'm gonna start a board game night," and I was like, "Sure." I'm not doing anything on a Wednesday night. Why not? And I just became one of them. Like, I didn't know board
Yeah.
games before. Like, they still have to explain every rule to me. I'm like, never played this one before. Sure. I just joined them, and now I'm one of them. And it just we've been playing for years now.
That's how it is. That's
So,
really how
yeah.
it is.
So, like, I keep threatening to bring Mall Madness because it's the only game I own.
Ah,
and they're like, please don't. I'm like, it's the only game I own, guys. I'm going to bring it one of these days. Because they buy these expensive $150 games.
Right.
And I'm like, they're like, when are you going to buy a game? I was like, I've got Mall Madness waiting. And whenever we're ready, I'm ready to bring it.
We did drunkenly buy the Dungeons and Dragons starter kit.
So we
It's
wanna
still
try
wrapped
it.
in its plastic wrap in my apartment right now. So
But we want to try it.
if anybody wants to try D&D, we need somebody who can
Who knows what they're doing.
tell us, who can lead the
Never
campaign.
I've actually
Do you want to be our campaign leader?
A
okay.
dungeon master?
Okay, I actually do. No, I'm
Join-
being serious.
Yes,
I've
I'm
actually
serious.
done
And we're
2
100%
campaigns now.
serious.
We've been looking for someone to.
Who actually
and
knows how to play.
I'm still an amateur to a point where I can explain things because I was once in the exact same realm of questions that you
Yeah.
guys would be in.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
absolutely.
Like I
Yeah.
can explain things in a way that
That makes sense to us.
yeah,
That's
because
what
they
I'm
didn't
saying.
make sense to me
Yeah.
a month ago.
Yes.
Oh my
We
god.
literally have a starter kit because we wanted to try it out.
Okay, is this how friendships are?
Is this how, are we best friends now?
Are we best friends?
Are we?
Wait, guys, have you guys meet?
Do you want to do a podcast together?
Done and done. So, yeah. We're super nerds, yeah.
Wow, so
Yeah.
many layers to your guys' friendship, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yes.
we're cool because we drink a lot,
We're
but we're
serious.
super nerds.
We like sports. We like sports, but also weekly board game nights and.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to go to Renai's Lost Cubs after this?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Anyways. But.
After many months / years of effort, we're like regulars at Renai's. All the bartenders are our friends now. We hang out with them outside of work and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
that's awesome.
And they still are. They put on our checks. You know, they put the name of the table or whatever. They name us Blackie for Blair and Becky.
So, like, the other
Like,
day.
Blackie's here. Yeah.
The other day, like, I had ordered food, and they were just looking for one person actually named Blackie, and like the new guy like couldn't figure out who Blackie was, and finally like Cole was like, It's both of them. Put the food in front of them. Like, because I was like, I ordered my food a while ago. The poor kid was just walking around the restaurant trying to find him Lucky. Like, he had no idea.
That's so funny. What an amazing community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're delightful. They're delightful.
Do you guys live in the same building?
I live here.
Yeah.
I live about a mile north, just north of Fullerton.
Okay.
So, yeah. So it's like a 12-minute walk.
Yeah.
I come down here every now and then, a couple times a week.
Couple times.
So Dan mentioned this, I think, with the last interview we did. Time, like amount of time spent, and
Yes.
proximity seem to be two of the biggest contributing factors to best friendship.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you can't have it if you haven't had like a year of like being in each other's stuff.
That's why
Well,
I'm
that's like
really grateful that Renali's is so close and that you like to walk over here.
Love walking. I think part of it is I only work 3 days a week as a full-time nurse. It's only 3 days a week. So I have 12-hour shifts, but I have 4 days off
Right.
a week.
Right.
So a lot of
Being
times
flexible
I'm
makes
just,
such a difference.
yeah, so I'm just like sitting around like in my apartment like, what can I do now? What can I do now? And Becky's like, I'll be done with work in like 2 minutes. And I'm like, I'm on my way because I have nothing else to do. And you have
don't tell my boss, but every now and again I work from home, usually 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and again I'll be like, oh shoot, all my meetings get canceled. Hey Blair, you want to come over and like watch the Cubs and get drunk?
Yeah.
If
During the
you're
workday.
working remote, that should be just in the expectations. Like
Yeah.
the boss should just know.
To be fair, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure my boss does the same thing. So,
Exactly.
like, I'll look over at Skype. I'll be like, Steve has been away for 3 hours. Why am I even still? Why haven't I been here for 3 hours? That's absurd.
Do you have in your heads like the hierarchy of how friendships work? Like, do you have like a stranger,
We talk about the
acquaintance,
tiers.
friend, best friend?
Oh yeah.
We even have
best friend's definitely a
tiers.
tier,
Yeah.
not a person.
Right.
Because
Best
like I have
friend is
like
a-
work, I have work best friends.
Yeah.
I have Becky. I have my college best friend
I
that
mean,
lives
I
nowhere
don't
around
know why you
here.
didn't say my name first.
I have Becky, who's on her own tier, the highest of tiers, and then right below her, I have work best friends. I have my college best friends.
And yeah, similarly,
But-
and we've met each other's
But at
other
the
best
same time,
friends,
yeah,
and we
like-
all love each other, and it's all
Yeah.
great. But
It's-
yeah,
yeah. I was like, you know all my work best friends. You know Megan
I
from
love
college.
She's great.
We hung out
And
with
you
her
know
this
Shelly,
weekend.
my junior high best friend.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, now that they're meeting out, all of my lies colliding. Are they gonna figure out?
Yeah. It was like, you know Rachel, who I've known since baton twirling class when I was 5. Like,
You classify Rachel as a
yeah, I talked to
best
her.
friend too, like a
She's on the tier. She's on like the edge of the tier, but she's on the tier.
yeah. I mean,
Mostly because I've known her for
Yeah, just-
25, 26 years.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
I'm
arguing.
sorry.
I love Rachel.
I'm sorry. It's no Jana, but you've known her since preschool. Apologize.
My preschool friend
Yeah.
just moved to down the street,
Oh wow.
like Armitage and Sheffield.
And she's now trying to sing a white female me out of the friendship, so it's fine.
She's trying to like wedge her way into the. She tried to make it Jablecki at Renali's, and we were like, because her name is Jana, she tried to add her name to our thing, and I was like,
Can't do that.
I
Can't
remember
just add-
thinking,
can't just add yourself.
I remember thinking, I really hope Blair is not on board with this because I'm deeply offended right now. I'm not gonna say anything out loud.
Like if we told her we were
But-
doing this, she'd probably be like, "Can I come?" And she'd
Right,
probably say
sure,
like right
of
here,
course.
like I'm in.
Of course.
But we still hang out.
She's
there.
Yeah,
been there
she's
forever.
she's sweet. She
And like she
just
went to high
moved
school with
back
us, so I
and-
know her from high
Yeah.
school.
Mhm.
So and yeah, she just moved back from San Diego. So
and she like needs some friends. So we're like, okay, we can hang out, but no, you can't come to Renali's 4 times a week with us. I mean,
come once a week.
not that we go 4 times a week.
We've definitely never been there 4 times
We've
in
definitely
1 week.
never gone 5 days.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. We one time took a month break from Renali's, and when we went back, everyone was like, "Where have you been?
They-
We thought you were dead." We were like,
We for real gotten applauded for walking in.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Everyone's like, where have you guys been all night? Yes.
Even the other regulars get super concerned about our well-being.
Do you guys watch The Bachelor?
Fun fact.
No, we were there yesterday, right before
Yeah.
it started, and as soon as like we heard the music, we're like, we gotta go,
Gotcha.
and like just like ran out of there. They did give us roses.
We did get roses.
They gave us-
Renalli's does a huge bachelor thing.
Yeah.
We more than one. So they do the heart-shaped pizzas with the heart-shaped pepperonis on them.
Which are
Right.
delicious.
And we were trying to watch the Cubs game once because we forgot it was Bachelorette night. And I think
They turned
We
every
also
TV
ordered
into The
them.
Bachelorette,
Yeah.
except for the one we were watching.
we got
And
booed
a
by
bunch of girls were
behind
just
us.
super angry, and
And
we were
we-
like, they're like, why is this the one TV that's not? And we were like,
And
literally, this is a sports bar. There's TVs every 4 inches. Like, turn your head another inch, and you can watch the game or the Bachelor.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
got
like-
booed.
We
And
got
I wanna
booed.
I want to say you left a little before I did that day, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch the last couple innings and then I'm gonna
I
bounce.
think I
And then
board
like,
game
but is she gonna go on the helicopter date?
Just pulls you
She's gonna get
in.
the thingies, the roses. It's so trashy. I love it. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
a guy
but,
from
like,
our
for-
high school,
was on it.
Stagliano.
Yeah. He
the
was on it and is
professional
now dating-
break dancer.
Or is now married to one of them.
Is he?
Yeah. He like met her.
He was
like
the
met
cute
one of-
senior when we were freshmen, who
Yeah.
we never ever talked to him, obviously, but
Yeah, but he's on
Oh,
it.
he won?
He didn't win,
When
but
he just found somebody.
He found like they had like an after party or something, and he was a contestant on one season, and one of the bachelorettes from another season. They got together and ended up getting married. and
the
having
most
babies.
famous graduate, I think, from our high school.
Sure.
Except for maybe Ryan from the real world.
Dr. Quinn, medicine woman, went to our high school.
I don't think I knew that.
She's super famous.
I'm pretty sure she did. And if she didn't, if Jane Seymour didn't, no. Yeah, either she did or the guy from Dr. Quinn, medicine woman.
Somebody
One of
from-
them. One of them.
Let's research this.
Okay.
I'll block
But
off my
yeah.
calendar for work tomorrow. I'll spend.
Perfect. But yeah, moral of the story is you don't actually watch The Bachelorette.
That's the only thing I know about Renalli's is that they have those
Yeah.
nights.
I mean,
They're also a Green Bay Packer bar and a Wisconsin bar, and it gets
And
terrible on weekends.
we've gone there on accident during Packers games too.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Oh,
I'm
it's
a big
mistake.
Bears fan too. I'm like, oh, I need to fight somebody, but I'm in a Packers bar, so I can't.
Like one time we walked in and it was super crowded. When
Standing room
when
only.
Jason
Yeah.
and Big Mike worked there still, we walked in and we were like, oh, it's way too crowded, and we're like gonna like just turn around and walk out like unseen.
Yeah.
And the manager saw us and was like, hey, hold on. And he took him and the assistant manager downstairs and they pulled bar stools out of nowhere and like put it where like the waitresses are supposed to go. And we were like, are you sure this? He's like, yeah, it's fine. And just like pushed us in. We were like, no, we have to stay. We were really trying to leave, but they just dragged bar stools from the basement for us.
So cute.
So we had to stay.
Highly recommend the bar.
The manager of Bricks lives in this building.
The manager of Bricks lives in this building, and the father and stepmother of 2 of the Renalli's bartenders live in this building.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so we
But
see
that's
them in the
less of a
elevator
full room,
sometimes. We're
yeah.
like, oh shit, what are you doing here?
Oh, does he have glasses? And he's
The guy, the Bricks guy?
yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little pug and a little
I don't know what that other dog is.
other dog.
What about the Renalli's people? Because when I was waiting for you to come get
They
me
do
from
not
downstairs.
have, the ones I'm talking about do not have glasses.
Okay.
Chase occasionally wears
There was
Does
just
Chase
this-
wear glasses? Oh, I guess I've seen him with glasses before, not to mention it.
tall, super skinny.
Oh, I don't actually know. There was just this man, and he asked the guy holding the desk. He was like, "Do you want anything from Renalli's?" And it was just, it seemed like a very
Oh, half of the building goes to Renalli.
Yeah, it
Becky will
seemed
sit there and
like-
be like, I think that's my neighbor, but I'm not sure because she doesn't wear her glasses, so she has no idea who people are. And she's like, is that my neighbor? I'm like, I don't live in the building. I don't know.
That's so interesting.
But-
This building just gets more and more interesting.
This
Yeah.
building is fascinating. So the only reason I'm living here, let me tell you this. My grandma bought the condo I'm living in when the building went public. Only because my mom was dating some dude whose lawyer lived in this building and was like, I'm not gonna buy it now that they're going public, I'm gonna sell it. They were like, hey, can we buy it from you? And my mom lived here for a while, she got married, my dad lived here for a minute. I don't know how, I had no room in my apartment for myself. And then they were renting it out ever since, after my parents moved. My mom was here at the holiday party when she went into labor with me and my sister. Like,
Oh my
she's like,
goodness.
you guys, I'll be right back.
Got to push out some babies.
And
That's
so, you know,
fun.
they were renting it out, and then I got out of the army and moved back here right as the lease was getting up, so it was perfect.
Wow.
Yeah, and some people here still, some of the delightful old ladies, like they went to the pool with my mom back in the day,
Yeah.
and she goes, "Oh, you know the River Shannon, the bar down the street?" She goes, "That's my bar stool. That's where I used to sit."
For the 4 farthings.
The 4
Where your
farthings.
dad used to hang out.
I told the first day I moved in, Blair came to help me just get my shit together. Basically.
I brought coffee and we sat in the kitchen while they moved all the shit in.
It was awesome.
That's beautiful.
And we're like, we're hungry, let's go get food, let's go this way. And we went to this place called the 4 Farthings, right? So I told my dad about it. I'm like, Dad, I'm at this place, they're playing the Rolling Stones. It's called the 4 Farthings. It's great, you would like it. He goes, oh, the 4 Farthings? Yeah, I used to go there with the boys. Back in the day. Yeah, there's so many wonderful people in this building. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Now, now that I'm about to say it out loud, it
Yeah.
seems like it's apocryphal.
Okay.
But this used to be the Playboy offices.
Fun fact, my mom had a little Yorkie, and when she married my dad and he moved in here, he would walk the little Yorkie and all the Playboy bunnies would be like, oh my God, your dog is so cute. And he's like, this is the only time this many girls have ever talked to me. And I'm so confused.
I bet you fell silent and just was confused.
And like my mom's
sad.
gorgeous, but she wasn't like a Playboy bunny. So
I can just picture your dad being so awkward.
and my dad is a giant dork. So yeah, back in the day, we walking the little Yorkie around getting hit on by girls. So.
Back in the day. Back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Is there anything we have to hit?
No, I think we hit everything.
And we have plans for Dungeons and Dragons.
And we
right?
got
Yeah,
Dungeons and
friendships
Dragons.
are forged. I guess we can just
Yeah.
ask if. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No,
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 you.
No, you.
No, you.
Oh, wait, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet?
Through the internet,
The interwebs.
like
Okay,
friends
alright,
do.
Friends do.
Yeah.
Totally.
In January of.
Oh my God,
I
you're
still.
gonna show me up.
No. That's the thing. I can't remember if it was. Oh no, it had to be 2016. No, 2017. I can't remember things that happened in 2016 or 2017.
It's all
Like
one
the
big
events.
I feel like
of-
there have been so many nightmares going on. since
Yeah.
then.
It's all just
and it's
one.
like,
It's like-
all melded together
Literally.
into a terror escape.
Yeah, those 2 years I can't place like if something
The
new happened in
distinctions.
my life in either 2016 or 17, I can't
Yeah.
tell. I don't know.
I don't know. I had a bike accident a long time ago, and my memory's shot.
Oh.
I just drink lots. It doesn't help.
That's definitely right. So we're around then,
Yeah, we've been friends for at least 1 year,
at least one.
if not 2.
It seems like it'd be 2.
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah,
Between
I
one
also
and a half
don't
and 2.5.
know.
Between 1.5 and 2.5.
Yeah, because like I must have met you after Kendra Kiki.
No, before.
Did we know each other before?
You were dating her
Right when we
When-
started meeting.
when we met. You were already dating her.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
So it must have been 2016.
I feel like our meet cute was
Yeah.
Our meet cute
What
is
is
adorable,
it? What is
so.
our-
We had
Yeah,
Craves.
what's our origin
We had
story?
Craves at Iguana Cafe.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
better. Oh, nice.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good one.
Solid.
It was really nice. I also had Dan pegged for who he was
Immediately.
immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, I sat down and she was like, "Oh, so you're in an open relationship?"
Yeah. I just knew. It was so interesting. Yeah.
That's so funny. Just knew
Yeah.
right away.
I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
you
And that's the
were
first
down
time
for
that's
a while.
ever happened to me.
Which I find so hard to believe.
Right? Because
You just-
it's so obvious. Now that we've said it out loud, right? Talking about
For like a duh.
For all our listeners.
Yeah. I would say that there was a stretch of time that we weren't friends. And then all of a sudden, I consider Dan one of my closest friends. Like there was this point
Yeah.
when I realized that Dan was one of the kindest human beings I had ever met. Like there was this like really, I remember thinking that, and I cannot for the life of me tell you why, but there was just like this point when I realized it, and then I was like, oh, Dan and I have to be friends. Yeah, I don't know what that
I remember
was.
the first time you told me
Yeah.
that was either the same day or a little while after. We were together and Zero harassed somebody in the park. And like,
Oh, yeah.
we totally could have walked away
Zero's Dan's dog.
without getting in any trouble. And then I like walked over and I was like, here's my name and phone number if you need anything.
Yeah, that was definitely. Dan is also an exception to my moral compass. So I believe. Okay, Yeah, this is
That's
interesting. So I believe in honesty over everything. I can handle flaws in character. I can handle, all of that.
Yeah.
But I cannot handle dishonesty or anything that's around that realm. And Dan.
I lie to authority. I lie to my mom about whether I've had sex or not.
Me too.
Which is like
Which is like
Which
what
is
we all
like
do.
most people,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And also I don't tell anybody my age.
there's things about Dan that I'll say it in a nice way. He
Yeah,
will
try.
He will not reveal major details about himself.
The omission. sort of
Yes.
thing.
And I am someone that believes in lying by omission. This is a thing about me.
Yeah.
And Dan is my one exception.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. He's the one person where I'm just like, okay, I don't need to, nope, I don't care. I don't need to know it. Because I just feel like Dan does it for the right reasons, which is so personal. Like something in that, like something in the way you do it and why you do it is okay with me. But if other people try to pull the same stunts that Dan does, I'd be like, oh,
Shenanigans.
I don't need you in my life. Yeah, so I don't know. That's all I got.
In the far-flung future, you guys, science has saved us.
Mm-hmm.
You're 2,000 years old.
Okay.
What are you guys up to?
So we're definitely gonna get a double wedding at the same
Renali's.
time at Renali's, right?
Dubs weds. We're gonna marry two guys that love
We're
Renali's.
both marrying
Probably
dudes.
bartenders.
Like you're marrying a guy, I'm marrying a guy.
But like
Right.
Dubs weds
Definitely at the same time at Renali's.
at Renali's.
And they'll give us free shots probably.
Probably. I feel like we'll still be friends.
2,000 years from now.
Two Up will still be trying to. She'll be saving the world.
Ugh.
She's
She'll be saving the
She
world.
probably invented this technology
probably-
that saved us.
She probably invented the cure.
She
Like
was on the team.
single-handedly. She ran the team. She wasn't on the team.
Right.
She ran that team
Right.
because she'll be my boss. Which is something she said to me when she was still in nursing school, that she'll be my boss one day because she has a master's degree. But that's a whole other story. So she'll have saved the world. We'll still be bitter about it.
But hopefully, so
So I
we were
like
just
that you guys
texting.
have in your hierarchy though. You also have frenemies, which seem above strangers and acquaintances.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's its own special
Yeah.
place.
She's
But you know what though? Not about frenemies, but we were just texting today, like, dude,
Oh, we have
both
life
been
plans.
we've both been a little too stagnant at our jobs, so we're gonna sign up to take the GRE at the same time,
because
so then we can finally do it and get some
so we can
progress.
both
to
actually
next-
get into grad school.
Yeah.
Different grad schools, but we both wanna, and they're similar-ish programs where you have to have it all be done by like the end of the year, beginning of
Yeah,
the
so
year. So
kind of a good time.
we're
And
trying to.
If we fuck up the GRE
GREs,
the first
we
time,
can
we can
take
study
them
group.
again.
And
So
Yeah.
we're just gonna go for it because we both just need
That's
stupid
cool.
changes in
Yeah.
our lives.
yeah.
So we'll be 45 by the time we get done with school, and then we'll just be doing life. I'll hate my job then too. I love my job.
well, that's
so.
why we're gonna marry two rich guys.
Rich
Right?
guys,
Isn't that the
absolutely,
plan?
Yeah.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
no student loans, rich guys, and all these dumb weds.
All 2,000 years from now, it'll be tight.
It'll be our lives. We'll be on a yacht somewhere, living it up. Our grad school degrees don't mean anything.
Our rich husbands will be brothers, so we'll be related.
Obviously.
There you go.
Obviously. So, yeah.
I feel like that's a solid plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best
Speaking of,
one,
do
yeah.
either of you guys know 2 rich brothers with yachts that
Any
want
yachts?
that want to marry us? All right, it was worth a try. We asked everybody that we meet just in case. You were like, yes.
If we meet them, invite them to Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
Absolutely.
Or tell them to come to Renali's. Either or. We're around.
Although
Yeah.
we don't ever talk to boys.
We don't talk to
Unless they work
strangers.
at Renali's, we don't talk to them.
Strangers are scary.
Strangers are scary.
Yeah. I think it's true. Like, the internet is better.
You think so?
Yeah, a little bit. They're not strangers. Whenever I like flirt with somebody in the real world, there's a little piece that's like, I haven't read a profile about you. This is completely just
What
because
do
I
I
think
know
you're
about
cute.
You know?
Right? This is
But
the
no,
exact opposite
You
of
don't
what.
feel like a chemistry with somebody's personality, though? I mean,
Yeah,
even
so-
Because you
regardless
have
of-
the online,
Yeah.
you have the online. You could be as witty as possible in online dating, and as soon as you meet someone, you're like, oh
Like-
no, this is not.
Yeah,
gonna
like
Yeah,
work
yeah,
that
out.
yeah.
was nice to text or whatever, but when you meet in person,
Yeah.
I don't know. You can. I don't know about you guys. I
You
can
can
normally just
switch.
feel like, oh, this is gonna
Yeah.
be fun
This
for a
is-
while, or oh, this is
Not gonna work at all.
not.
This isn't gonna make it
Yeah.
into the podcast, but so my current
I will cut
boyfriend. Yeah.
Okay, bam. We finished the show.
You finished a show.
And now what do? You're like, clearly.
You keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
clearly you have nothing better to do. So just listen to the next show.
Oof.
If you made it through a full one. Oh, and then number 2, if you listen to the first show, we were like, we're super accessible.
Yeah.
You can email us and talk to us.
All of that is in the footnotes
Yeah.
of each episode.
But I want to like raise the stakes
Okay.
and be like, definitely email me. If you made it through this show,
I want you to email me.
yeah, just like do it.
Do
like
it,
it's
yeah.
not like okay, you could do this.
No, do it.
This.
Yeah.
Do this thing.
Please do it.
Literally.
Yeah.
that's-
We'd be so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have so many friends. I have a couple friends who do podcasts, and then they're like, 100 thousands of people listen. I have no feedback. It's fucking. I want 2 people to listen and just send me feedback, and then I'll feel good about myself.
Great. Okay, well, if you're going to be one of those 2 people, we're looking forward.
To getting your email.
Yes. Okay. Great. Catch you in the next one.
Yeah. Thanks.